Hey y'all. I was really exhorted by a video from No Him Ministries that gave her testimony of how God healed her physically of a heart problem. And I could really relate to that. He did me too, different heart problem years ago. Many things that make God real to me. And so I just wanted to share a few things that really do make God real to me in my life. He has worked so many miracles. I actually have in little bitty print 3 typewritten pages of miracles because my forgetter's really good. And I tend to just then remember the big things and not the details. They escape from me over time. So anyway, in 96, I started going into congestive heart failure. They didn't know what it was, actually late 95. We didn't know it was heart failure at the time. I had had no symptoms up to then. I'd had a heart murmur all my life, but active person, always been active and into sports and working out and all that. No issues. Anyway, after testing me for everything, they finally kind of patted me on the head and tested my heart because it was the only thing they hadn't tested. And said I had a hole in my heart, an ASD, which are usually a little bitty, and most people don't even need surgery for them. And if they get it when they're a kid. They said about the size of a dime, and I need surgery for that. And when we went in, doctor went in, a great doctor, that was a God thing too, went in through my ribs actually, and found that it was the size of a $50. I was missing the wall between the 2 chambers of my heart. And the first thing I remember once I woke up and was somewhat coherent was a surgeon coming to me and saying that 4-hour surgery was a 6-hour surgery. And you shouldn't be alive. You should not have been alive. You're a miracle. And he was not a believer. But he said you shouldn't have been alive, especially symptomless. I shouldn't have been alive a day, let alone 27 years. So that was the first thing. God miraculously, that nothing but God could have done that. In 97, we had our first baby. I was staying home now, and so we were a one-income family and fairly new to that. And we were doing envelope budgeting, so we wouldn't go over, and we'd spend within our means. And we had $100 saved for car maintenance. The clutch on our car went out. We absolutely had to get it replaced, and it was way more money than what we had. $520. We had 100. Long story short, called around, got the lowest price, which as I was $520, and kind of in faith, just made the appointment for the next day. And in the mail that afternoon that I made the call was an insurance check. That's a miracle in itself to get reimbursed from an insurance company. From my heart surgery the year before, for $420. So that plus $100 we had was exactly the $520 we needed for the clutch. That was one thing. My youngest son, he was all babies are miracles. All babies. My little one, who's now 10, is my miracle of miracles. At 20 weeks, I started hemorrhaging 2 cups of blood a day. And I was on bed rest for 3.5 months. We didn't know if I'd make it. We didn't know if he would make it. And he did. I did. And by 25 weeks, they were calling him a miracle. Doctors, nurses, everybody. Saved, not saved, didn't matter. He was a miracle. My doctor, who had delivered 1 million babies, one of the most prominent obstetricians in the Seattle area at the time, cried when he was born because we had worked so hard. But ultimately, there was so much going on, so many problems. It was all in God's hands. You would be here all day if I told you all of these. I'll leave you the last one. I, in my clumsiness, not paying attention to this, had a fire in the microwave, something plastic, which I shouldn't have been putting in there at all. After 10 seconds, caught on fire. I saw the smoke. I put my finger in. Unbeknownst to me, I put it on right where the fire was. So my finger put out the fire, which was good, but bad for my finger. Red, swollen, charred, blackened, and the plastic from the plastic bowl actually got underneath my skin. I wrapped it in a paper towel, didn't have anything else here, and within minutes we watched God just take away the redness, take away the blackness. I don't know how. Somehow underneath my skin, it started all to go away. And my kids watched it too, and they were wowing and hooping and hawing and cheering. My husband came home armed with aloe and everything. He could tell on the phone when I had called him to ask him to pick up aloe that I was in pain. And there was hardly anything left by the time he got home, just several hours after I had called. The next day, there was no trace of that burn. Now, I have had worse burns, and I've had least burns, and all of those have taken longer than that to go away. Nothing have I ever had something in a fire and had that happen right before our eyes. And then there was a video about a week ago I gave of God healing the pain from a herniated disc. So, all that to say, God still moves. He still works. He is real to me. Jesus is my Lord, my best friend, my master. I could not live a day without him. And to the friends and family that love me and see something that they think is special here, I'm telling you guys, anything good in me that you see, what you see is Jesus. What you see is Jesus. Anyway, thanks guys, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.